aliens. Greetings. Hello everybody. This is going to be a little bit different of a video if you've been here before. And if you're new here, this is going to be, well, I mean, still interesting for you. This is the first kind of video I've done of this. It's going to be sort of vloggy. But, as you can probably guess from the title, description, thumbnail, all that good stuff, I had a thought. I had a thonk. A mind vision. An idea, if you will. Was it in the shower? Maybe. Was it a shower thought? Maybe. If you're new to the channel, firstly, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Prepare for tism and a lot of rambling, because that's probably going to happen during this. I guess this is probably going to be a series, if you guys like this part, or if I don't achieve what I want in this first video. No idea how this is going to go. This is completely different from what I normally do between, you know, deep dives / reviews in Airsoft gameplay. The core of the idea is to recreate my childhood. Now, when I say that, yes, I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare 2. Again, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If you guys have seen the title, description, all that sort of stuff, you kind of have an idea of what's happening here. But let me paint you a mind picture. Now that Motorcycle Man has left and, you know, spread his chadness on his two-wheeled machine, let's talk about what we're doing here today. Now, as some of you may know, if you've been here before, I have an ACR, or a Masada, specifically one from the good old days of Modern Warfare 2, the OG Masada. If you never played Modern Warfare 2, there was a mission, actually, the second mission, truthfully, one of my favorites, known as Cliffhanger. And there is something in that particular mission, not just the ACR. I mean, it was the first time the ACR appeared in the game, as far as I can remember. No, never mind. It was in the shooting range portion with Private Allen when you're running through while Shepard's watching you. Which, by the way, if you shot Shepard in the face while he is up in the thing, specifically in Remastered, you should subscribe. You're going to like it here. We don't like Shepard. Shepard's a punk. But in that mission, Cliffhanger, not the one where you're running through Private Allen, you are gifted an ACR as you travel through the tundra with, or the Arctic. I can't remember where it's set in. I think it's the Arctic. But you are running through with one Soap McTavish, and you, as Roach, have an ACR. But it's something a little bit different about the ACR in that particular mission that doesn't carry through to some of the other missions that have it in there as well, which is, as it's been somewhat rightly described, Le Baby Monitor, aka the heartbeat sensor. As you can probably guess, this is going to be the core of the idea. I had this, and I don't know if you guys do this either, but I was in the shower, as one does, you know, gotta stay clean for the ladies. I'm getting all those, you know how it is. What if, just maybe, I took a little folding guy like that, right? Because that's the right motion here. I'm gonna put it on the ACR, I'll show you. POV, you're the Russian trying to hide the DSM from Roach and Soap. So the core of the heartbeat sensor, the flippy part, is solved. That was super easy. But I had this idea, what if, obviously, you know, it's got that glass pane there, which kind of simulates like a screen. What if in some way we could make not just an artistic rendition, something for aesthetics, but something functional, something actually usable for an airsoft field, something, you know, that would serve more of a purpose than just adding a little bit of a paperweight to the front of my ACR. Because obviously with the PEC box and the scope cam that go in front, the ACR in particular ends up getting pretty front heavy. So if we want to throw something on the front of it, that's going to add a little bit more weight to something that's already got a bit of weightiness to the front end. I want it to at least be functional. If you guys have any ideas on how to make this more functional, please let me know. But my initial thoughts in terms of making this functional, first and foremost, we have our screen, like if it's facing this way, like towards you, like it's on a rail, right? It's facing towards you. This is what you're looking at. Obviously right now there's nothing, but you know, let's say this is the back side where my hand is. Obviously you'd want to have like a housing, and I had a couple of ideas for that. Number one, obviously not using this exactly, but the front side of this, right? That piece. That looks awfully similar, ignoring the sticker on the front. That looks awfully familiar, shape-wise at least, to what the heartbeat sensor is. It's just a little box that attaches to the side of your ACR in the mission, or any other. If you're playing multiplayer, you're absolute Chad using a heartbeat sensor. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If they're complaining about the heartbeat sensor in multiplayer, that's a skill issue. Make fun of them. In either multiplayer or the select missions where you have the heartbeat sensor on your platform, the box itself looks kind of similar to this. The only problem is this is a little too big. This would get really bulky. I mean, if I take this and put this up against here like that, that takes up a lot of real estate on our ACR here, and really any platform for that matter. So my thought is, if I can get something kind of like this, but for this size, that would be perfect. Obviously I have other things, like this is like a little drill bit case. If I could find one that is a little bit smaller, I mean, truthfully, it's pretty close. It's kind of got the right shape, but I want a hard backer. Then we need to figure out the functions. Like I mentioned, I am not an electrical engineer. If any of you out there are and want to help me make this, functional as a true heartbeat sensor, number one, maybe you should be doing something different with your career path if you know how to do that. Maybe, contact the president, someone in the U.S. military and let them know you can do that, not just some random airsoft dude on the internet. My initial thoughts, at least, in terms of making this functional, because I don't want this to just be aesthetic. I want it to actually function. If I'm going to add weight onto the front of a replica of any kind, I want it to actually do something. My initial thought is getting little printed out pieces of paper and then laminating them, or otherwise, protecting them in some way to make them, more rigid, and then putting them underneath the screen portion or clear portion between the screen and the housing. Like if our housing is this, so there'd be a gap, right? You could close it, and then you could put a little mini map in here. And what the mini maps would be of are the different fields that my home field of Bing has to offer. So like there's town field, there's barrels, there's towers and trenches, and then there's like the kill house map. And the idea is, if I could go to Google Maps and get really close in, and then pull those from an actual map, and then make them tiny, I could, in theory, have a little layout of each field with like spawn points and everything on a physical heartbeat monitor, heartbeat sensor sort of thing. Now, obviously, that kind of deviates from the original design of the heartbeat sensor, but I think this will be an interesting sort of experiment, or just a fun thing to do. So with that in mind, join me, will you, as we attempt to recreate the Modern Warfare 2 heartbeat sensor for the world of Airsoft. Our first stop is to try to find a backer. I have a couple places we're going to look, and I'll report back once we have done that. Let's go get it.
On your feet, soldier, we are leaving!
Okay, first stop. Case acquired. We'll see how it works.
Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry. I thought you were a woman. I apologize. You scared me for a minute. Well, welcome back. Don't worry about that. The discussion for another time. If you haven't seen that I have this, yeah, I guess you do now. Anyway, not important right now. Well, it's fine. But just quickly saying, if you used one of these to retake the White House, you're a real one. We can be friends. We're back. Welcome. After a bit of a long, arduous journey that, quite frankly, didn't need to be as long of an excursion as it was, I wound up getting something that I may or may not already have in my possession. But I think it can work for our V1 heartbeat sensor. We have our little hard case that will be taking the place of our acrylic. I came to the realization it's probably going to be just easier to have an actual hard case with a back and a front already on it. Granted, this is very, very flimsy and plasticky. But we're going to try it. So the thing, what I'm going to do here is we're going to take off this little guy. We will go ahead. I apologize, by the way, if you can hear the humming in the background. My neighbor is mowing right now. This is very inopportune timing, but I just got back and I wanted to do this before I forgot what I was going to talk about. It's not important. If you can hear it, I apologize. I'll try to denoise it. But moving back to what I was talking about, I'm going to go ahead and drill a set of holes to accommodate the screws that are in our little flippy mechanism here. Our flippy neck mechanism. God, it sounds so smart when I say things like that. But we're gonna go ahead and do that on this side, because if the screen side is facing towards us, we want it to be this way. So that means we will have to drill in like so. The set that I'd had of these like super fine Phillips flatheads were just kind of old, so I wanted a new set anyway, so it worked out. But this is going to be our V1 heartbeat sensor case, and then we can put things into it. Just not realizing as well, it's probably not going to be too pleasant to hear me drill into this, so I'll do all that off camera probably. Anyway, I'll be right back. Regardless, you'll either see me do what I'm about to do, or you get the gist. I'm drilling 2 holes in line with the screws here, and I'll be right back. It doesn't matter. We must go bigger. The initial holes are too small. Close. There we go. One more up. We have holes. Pow. In terms of a V1, just as a proof of concept, ignoring that, I think we have been successful. Now, of course, flimsy bean. That was kind of expected. But, let me show you my credit card. But, proof of concept is good. It works and functions as it's supposed to. And in theory, if it didn't try to, break open every single time that I folded it out, it would house something on the inside, aka the map, like what I was talking about for all the different fields at Bing. So, this is probably going to be the end of part 1. I will correct myself here momentarily if this is not the end of part 1. We'll kind of see. But we are on our way to a functioning heartbeat sensor for Airsoft. This is more of a proof of concept for this first episode. This is going to be a bit of a series. This is an idea that I had that I want to pursue a little bit more. So stay tuned. We will have plenty more to talk about very, very soon. If you guys have any ideas of how I could make this work, let me know. I have a couple ideas I'm going to play with in the off time between now and the next update. But I think we're off to a good start. Again, in theory, if I had my maps, I'll flip this around for you guys. If I had my map, you guys would be able to see it on the inside of there. Maybe I'll do something funny where I put something cool on the inside of this. On the original heartbeat sensor, it was placed kind of in this region. But obviously on a real ACR, there is no rail here. And I'm not going to bastardize my A&K ACR by putting a rail there. There just isn't room for it. So I think putting it up front is going to be the easiest thing, and it also is going to allow this to be placed on multiple other replicas. I got ideas. More research shall be conducted. Another attempt will be made. This is the proof of concept, not necessarily V1. I was going for V1 in this episode, but I think I'm going to need a little bit more time to really nail this down before I do that. We have something that can fold. We have an actual housing that could, have something inside of it. And I'm super excited to see where this goes from here. As I mentioned, for all of my electrical people out there, if you know how to make this more functional in terms of like electronics, you can let me know. But for right now, I'm operating under the principle that I'm going to be using it as a tac map, more or less. A tac map attached to whatever replica I want to attach it to, so I can have something on the go for reference with spawn points and all that sort of stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching to the end of today's video. This was a bit of a different one for anyone who's been on the channel before, for sure. Definitely a different one. We have more to come, but this is going to be a series type thing. And this was just, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And that's what we accomplished in today's video. So, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, if you've gotten to this point, you probably should subscribe, let's just be honest. If you've made it this far, you're probably going to want to subscribe because you want to see, just like me, you want to see this to an end. You want to see this in its final form. And I do as well. So, subscribe, stay tuned, more content coming to you guys very soon. This obviously will be a little bit of a gap between this one and whenever the next one is going to come out for this particular little series that I'm doing. 249 content is coming as well as another video that I'm working on alongside the 249 that I think is going to be intriguing. That one's also a bit of a passion project that I think you guys will appreciate. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I mentioned, if you made it this far, you're probably going to like it here. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can head over to Wolfden Apparel to get yourself a badass decal sticker or a comfy shirt to help fund more of my, let's just call them what they are, the TISM-fueled excursions. And as always, this has been Wolf, and I will see you guys next time I hit the field, or in this case, the gun table. I wasn't out on the field necessarily. I went out in public, which was fantastic. Not like this, of course, but, well, this was a video, wasn't it? Huh. It's weird the things your brain will do when you're in the middle of a shower. Shower thoughts, everybody. They help. If you don't think they do, you're lying to yourself, or you've never had a shower thought. Highly recommend it, by the way. Anyway, bye.